guys, it's Amy at Zoe Beck, and I'm gonna start my next daily reading vlog. Man, I'm tired. It's just a Monday morning. I didn't get up and exercise. Bad Amy. So we will try again tomorrow. I just stayed up too late. Not doing anything, just I didn't feel like going to bed, which is something that happens a lot on a Sunday night. So, anyway, it's 7 o'clock and I'm here. I'm a couple minutes after 7, so I'm still early. I don't have to be to work till 7:30, but I usually get here about 7:05. I just get here early because people are usually waiting for me already. So anyway, I am going to go in. Not much it's just going to be a work day, so I won't be filming anything while I'm at work because that's how that goes. I will be listening to my chapters for Secrets of a Summer Night for my buddy read with Berna at Berna's Bookish Adventures, and then I will switch to Gunmetal Magic, which I did listen to that on the way to work because my phone just, I must have, that was maybe that was the last thing I listened, I don't know, but I got it started and that's what my car started on. So anyway, I listened to that on the way to work. So, and again, I still have quite a bit of that book left to read too. So anyway, I don't expect to finish that, but we'll see what happens. It matters how slow today is. Mondays are off and on, are slow or not. It's just, it's a Monday. I have to go to work now. So anyway, I will check in either when I get off work or when I get home. There's not much during the week, so these vlogs might be shorter than my other ones. I have been pretty talkative in the other ones, and I don't expect to DNF anything today, so we'll see how it goes. Anyway, I will check with you guys later. Hey guys, so I just got home a little while ago. It's just a little after 5. If this looks dark, I don't know what's going on with my phone, but it all of a sudden seemed to have gotten dark, even though it's not dark in here. Anyway, I don't know what's going on. Sorry. But I've tried to film this like 7 times and I just want to get it done. The cats were just racing around and they keep interrupting me, and anyway, so let's try to get through this. Anyway, because today's video is going to be short. At least I hope so. Anyway, so work was fine. It was a normal Monday, so I'm glad that got taken care of, or we got through the day. It was normal. A couple packages went missing from FedEx. That's about all that happened. So I'll have to deal with that tomorrow because I'm going to give them a little time to try to find the packages. Anyway, so we'll see what happens. Anyway, work was fine. As I said, I got home on time. I've already fed the cats, but they're acting crazy, but cats. Anyway, so reading wise, because there's not much else going on in my world, is I did read the next 20% of Secrets of a Summer Night by Lisa Kleypas. Again, this is my buddy read with Berna at Berna's Bookish Adventures, and it's not going so well. So again, we are like a little over 60% into this now, and I still don't like how it's going and what's happening. So I don't know if I can say much more. I don't know if it's an age thing for when this was written, or published. This was published in 2004. So I think there's a lot of tropes and things that have been have changed a lot in that time. That ones that, even though they're still around, they're just shown differently. I don't know. There's just something about the way they have the women. I like the women in their group again. This one had a little bit happening when Annabelle, that didn't make a whole lot of sense to me, why it happened. And then, but it also showed, things like how they're not, to me, they're not growing. Like they are, have their attraction is growing, like the romance kinda, but they both are so firm in how they think about things. I just don't see growth in the characters yet. So anyway, not going well. But we will, as I said, I will continue that. We're going to get through it, but I don't know if I want to continue that series. I'm kind of skeptical. I would like even, the other characters, because there's certain things that some characters say that, who one I know is going to be a love interest, I think, in the next one of the other books, and I don't like him. I don't like what he says or thinks. I think it's kind of, I don't know. I don't. He thinks he's all justified, and he's not. Anyway, so that's not going so hot, but I've talked about that every day, so we'll see what happens. I have 2 more days of that, so we'll see if I can make it through. But I listened mostly today to Gunmetal Magic by Ilona Andrews. So this is, again, 5.5 in the Kate Daniels series. I really enjoyed this. It's not a favorite in the series, but I like it, this side book, this kind of companion book to the series. I mean, because you get to know Andrea more, which is Kate's best friend. And you see a lot of stuff that she went through from her point of view, and her, telling us how that affected her and how it affects her decisions she made. And again, she's pulled into a mystery where some shifters are killed on her ex's job site, and so she has to deal with that and him. And I just thought, and there's a lot of pack politics stuff in there, like a little bit in there with what she needs to do and make some decisions for her life. And I think it's a really good book to have of hers. So even though it's not part of the main series, I would still suggest you always read this one, because there is a lot in here with their story. And they are main character, they are side characters that are, throughout the books. So anyway, I really, really enjoyed that overall, that reread. And again, I listened to it from that narrator that I don't like that much of, but I'm going to go back to the graphic audios when I pick up the series, the main series. I'm going to go to book 6 soon. Magic Rises, which I think is where the series really ramps up and gets really good, from what I remember. So anyway, so we will do that. So I got done with that reread about, I don't know, it was in the afternoon. It was, like 3 o'clock or something. So I didn't have a whole lot left, So I had to decide what I was going to listen to pretty much on the way home. Because I was like, what am I going to listen to? And I could have just listened to music or something. But I was like, well, let's start a new audiobook. And I thought about a couple of them I had on Libby. Because again, I'm trying to go back and forth between Libby and Audible to get through audiobooks I own and audiobooks I get from the library. And then I was going through the list on Audible, and I noticed that one of the books that I had saved is going away tomorrow from Audible Plus. And I'm like, well, maybe I should try to read that. And it's one I wanted to read a month ago when I read the first book in the series, but the wait list was long, and when it came in July, I wasn't ready for it, so I let it go. I think I just let it go. And so I didn't get back on the hold list. So that is Paladin's Strength by T. Kingfisher. This is book 2 in the Saint of Steel series. So this is in the world of the White Rat. And again, I've read the other books in the series except for the rest of this series. So there is a 4-book series of the Saint of Steel. Paladin's Grace is the first one. So I have gone on to Paladin's Strength, which is book 2. So far, I'm only 9% in from my drive home, or, a couple minutes before I left work and then the drive home. So it actually, I've gotten a little farther than I thought I did, or else I did the numbers wrong. I don't know. I could have done that too, but I really enjoyed this so far. So we're following Clara, who is a nun, or was at a nunnery, and they were attacked, and at some point she is left behind while her sisters are being kidnapped because she is caught in a fever, and so she is not. So she became somebody's house slave for a little bit, and I don't know how to say his name. Is it Yvonne or something? I don't know how to say it. It's an interesting name. I have, because I only heard it a couple of times. so far. So I haven't learned it yet, but he is one of the paladins who lost their god, as was talked about in Paladin's Grace. And so he is recovering his way, and he is on this mission. You know, he's out with another one of the paladins, Galen, I think. And so they because of some duel, they kind of get her in a sore. So he's going to help her, I think, figure out what happened with her sisters from whatever thing she was from, and he's doing his job. And I don't know, it's so cute so far. So it's kind of a cozy, but it's a little, I don't know how to explain it, but it's just fun. Anyway, I enjoyed Paladin's Grace. I didn't love it. I really loved Sword Heart, and I did like the Clockwork Boys and the Wonder Engine duology. That was fun, but I think Sword Heart is still my favorite part of the series. But anyway, so far so good. I don't know if I'm going to get it done tomorrow, though. So I have 91% of the book, and the book is like 450 pages. I read about 40 pages, or listened to about 40 pages. So I have like 400 pages of the book left. So we will see. It matters if it might be one of those books where I come home and I'll have to, I don't know, do a word puzzle or color or do something while I listen to finish it off. I don't think I'm gonna get it done at work, because I also have to do my buddy read. So, but the audiobook goes away, and I don't own a physical copy. So I might be setting myself up for failure, but so far I like it so much that I want to continue. So as I said, even just going 9%, I'm already invested. I want to know what happens with these characters and where it's going to go. There is a mystery of some kind of weird deaths. So there's like a lot of things, and they're traveling through these towns. And so I don't know, it has all these things that I like about it. And it's Tig Kingfisher, so I really always enjoy hers. She's not like a 5-star read for me, but I always enjoy her books mostly. You know, I have fun with them. So anyway, so I'm going to see how far I get with that tomorrow. But last night I did start The Undermining of Twyla and Frank, and I did get 102 pages in. So I made good progress. So I'm hoping tonight to get quite a bit done as well. Because I'm really enjoying it. So Twyla and Frank go out on their marshals for this kind of weird area where new gods took out some old gods, and so the land is kind of messed up. And they go in there, and one of their fellow marshals gets killed, but they're not really sure what happened, and it just kind of starts an avalanche of things that go wrong. Anyway, so far so good. I really enjoy it. Because these protagonists are older, they both have grown children. They've been friends for years. They lived next to each other for years. And then 8 years before, they became partners as marshals. And so they're friends, you know, so they know so much about each other. And I think this is kind of them coming to realize maybe there's more to it than that, but not yet. It's still too early. It's good so far. So I want to read that tonight. So I'm going to focus on that. So I think that's it. I still talked a lot, but that was a lot I wanted to talk about, I guess. So I probably will come back near the end of the night to say how many are close to where I got on my pages on Twyla and Frank. And then I will close out the vlog. So anyway, I might get some more pictures of the cats. That'll probably help, right? I'll just add those in. So anyway, I will check in later. Okay, guys, so it's about 9:15, so I thought I better wrap this up so I can upload and put it up for tomorrow. So I have just, I read about 75 pages so far of this. I might read a little bit more. So I'm about 176 pages in right now. So, this isn't going the way I thought it would. it is now kind of back to it, but there was about 50 pages in here where we kind of did a little detour and got to know Twyla quite a bit with her family and other things. So we went away from the action of the book and kind of went into some of her personal life and stuff that she goes on the first date she's gone on in over 13 years since her husband had passed away. So it is important, I think, to the story. I just think it went on a little too long. And again, there's things going on with the main plot of the story, which I don't want to give away stuff. I don't think that's quite a spoiler. So anyway, it kind of pulled us away from the main plot of the story, and dealt with her for a while. I kind of didn't like that we got so much of that, but it's now come back. We are back into the area where they're on their next what I call it, not their leave, because that's the opposite. Their tour. They're on their next 2-week tour, that they're in that area, and there's things happening, and it's really cool. And then there's other things going on. I know the romance was a big deal in the first book, like I knew that, but there's a lot of other stuff going on, and I feel like this one, even though I feel like there should be more of the plot, the romance to be there, but I feel like it's not quite the romance like the end game, but her stuff she's going through is taking up a lot of the book. So I don't know. I'm kind of mixed on this one. But as I said, I might read a little bit more before bed, but again, I'm enjoying it, but I'm not enjoying it as much as I was hoping, if that makes sense. Still, it's funny in parts. I laugh at certain things. Some things are really cute, with a certain animal thing that's going on. It's interesting. So, I am enjoying it. I don't know. I just feel like we detoured too far in showing, her family life, which, I mean, again, it's important to her. I get that, but I'm also like, man, that was a long detour. Anyway, for me. At least it felt like it tonight. So anyway, that's it for tonight. Tomorrow will probably be about the same. So I'll be reading another 20% of Secrets of a Summer Night and hopefully make it through. I don't know. That book is just not for me, but I am going to try again. So we'll listen to that first thing, and then I'm going to try to listen to Paladin's Strength. I just don't know if I'm going to make it, because I do have a lot of that book. I don't know if I can listen to all that tomorrow, unless I come home and listen to it and not read this book. But we'll see. It matters how I feel. If I feel like I'm pushing it or rushing it, then I will put it aside, and I will just get on the wait list and wait for it again from the library, even though it'll be quite a few weeks. But I'm really enjoying that audiobook, so I don't want to give up, or I want to give it a shot to see if I can get most of it done. I could also buy an ebook, because I have a few dollars credit. So I could get it for a couple bucks and finish it too on ebook, but I don't want to really buy the ebook if I don't have to. So we'll see on that one. And then, as I said, I'll read more of The Undermining of Twilight and Frank when I get home, if I don't have to listen to that audiobook. So we'll see what happens. Anyway, tomorrow, because again, I might finish Paladin's Strength. That's a possibility. But what I might do is combine Tuesday and Wednesday together, because I have a video I want to put out for Wednesday. I think my book haul will be ready to go. So I don't know. We'll see how it goes. Here's how much I talk tomorrow. If I feel like I don't talk super amount, then maybe I can combine 2 days at that point, because I'm gonna have to do that a couple times. I have another video coming that I need to do that at one point again, so we'll see. Anyway, that's it for Monday. I survived. As I said, I should have gone to bed earlier, but I did not. Laziness. I'm gonna work on that. And no, I didn't make my burritos. I will make them tomorrow night when I get home. So today was, I just had my leftovers from yesterday, so, because again, I didn't want to do that. So anyway, I guess I will check in with you guys tomorrow.